Hey everyone, Hiawatha Productions here. Welcome back to the channel. So in the last video, you saw me review the Oxford Rail 7-plank wagons. As I said, I have other videos that are actually currently in the works right now. I'm working on all of them at the same time, hence why I'm wearing the same outfit and look pretty much identical. I would like to first apologize for any background noises that you might hear. I'm not in my usual place for recording videos. I'm in an apartment. If you want any more information about what I've been up to, I left a basic run through of it in the beginning of the previous video, so if you haven't seen it, please check it out. But anyways, let's get stuck into it. So, my birthday was recently. I didn't mention this previously, but my birthday was recently. Just turned 18, and I went on a little bit of a spending spree. Do I regret it? A little bit, but I think it's worth it. So, what we've got today, let me get it real quick. There we are. What we've got today is these. These are Oxford Rail's brand new Great Eastern Railway banana vans. I got two of them. These are not the same. These are actually completely different. They have different running numbers on the sides. They released a third variant of these after I had placed my order when they were released. Will I get any more? Possibly. Depends on how these are. I've not taken them out of the box. I just got them in yesterday. So this will be my first time actually taking a look at them. As far as I know, no one's really uploaded any reviews on these as of yet, so hopefully I can be one of the first. But anyways, yeah, so spending spree, I got these, lots of other models. Enough of all this. I'm going to reposition the camera. We're going to unbox these and take a closer look at them. I'll be right back. All right, camera's been repositioned, so we're gonna go ahead and get these out of the box. Ooh, that's a tight fit. Right, I should probably start showing the product codes in these videos, actually. Anyways, here's the product code for those of you who are interested in buying these. I bought these off of Rails of Sheffield, amazing retailer. I could highly recommend them. I've been ordering stuff from them for quite a while at this point, actually. And they have never once let me down. So, here's the first one. Now, everything from what I can see is just as it should be, apart from two things. Firstly, the underframe detail is amazing. We'll have a closer look at that in just a moment. One thing that I did notice on both examples is that I don't know how well you can see it, but the NEM couplers are bowing upwards just a little bit. I'm hoping that that won't impede with their ability to couple up to other rolling stock. And we'll get a closer look at this as well, but the buffers are also bowing upwards as well. Apart from that though, everything actually looks really nice. We've got a little Ziploc bag with screw-link couplings in there, which this is something that they started doing with some of their more recent product releases, like their tank wagons. And I personally think that is really awesome of them to do that. A lot of people in the model railroad community like to shoot for realism in their collections. I'd like to get there one day, but for now I'm sticking with the standard NEM tension locks. It's much less of a hassle. Anywho, here's the product code for this one, sorry. Yep. Again, these are not duplicates of the exact same model. I ordered two of the three versions that were in LNER livery before 1937 or 1937 and before. Ziploc bag, got the screw link couplings in there as well. See, that's sticking. I don't know why the other one didn't stick. That's peculiar. Anywho, we'll close this back up. Goodness, that is loud. I'll worry about that later. I'll just put these to the side. Here's the other one. As mentioned, it's not as bad on this one. The NEM couplings are bowing up very, very slightly. It's not the end of the world. The buffers on, okay, that's interesting. So just like on the other example, I'll have both of them up here actually for a little side-by-side comparison. The buffers are bowing up slightly on both examples, all bar, is it different on this one? Yes, so all 4 of the buffers are bowing upwards on this model. I don't know why they would do that. It may have just been an assembling error at the factory, but that's gonna mark down at least half a point because I would honestly expect buffers to be, you know, in the place that they should be. I've never seen that happen before on a model before. Even Hornby's more toy-like rolling stock. I will say it's slightly better on this example up along this side here. I just touched them. The buffer heads were cold to the touch, so these are not just painted plastic, they are metal, which thank you Oxford for doing that. That's actually amazing. But yeah, so this one's bowing upwards. Sorry, not that one. This one is bowing upwards slightly, but this one's more level. However, this one, despite bowing upwards, is not as noticeable as some of the others on this side, notably, and all the buffers on this one. But yeah, apart from that, everything appears to be just so. We've got the vacuum brakes fitted on both ends of the model. I'm just gonna hold up one for now since these are pretty much identical. Underframe detail is absolutely amazing. They have all of the brake rodding and such picked out. These are all separately fitted parts. They are fragile, so I'd recommend that you be careful with them when handling this model. You've got the, I don't think they're kinematic couplers, but they can, if I can move the hook out of the way, come on you, there we go. But they do swivel a little bit from side to side, which is nice. This coupler is being pushed over to the right from my, sorry, terrible camera work here. But this coupler is being pushed off to the side very slightly. I hope that's not going to impact running characteristics on the model. That would honestly be very unfortunate. If I could just do that. I feel like I might be able to just kind of bend that back over, maybe. Sorry, again, terrible camera work. I'm just trying to mess around with these pretty much, see if I can get the coupler to move over slightly, but what's happening is every time I do that and flip it upwards, the hook gets caught between the actual coupling hook on the frame and the vacuum hose. Oh well, I'll worry about that another time. Yeah, everything looks nice. Livery application is absolutely immaculate. I love the finish up along the roof. It's got a very nice shine to it, but it's not too glossy and it's not super matte either. And then up along the sides, you have a really nice matte finish. Really gives off the wood texture. I think if it was glossy, it would look a lot more like a toy, but this is a very, very nice finish. I can't really see any blemishes in the NE lettering up along the sides or any of the other lettering for that matter. Everything appears to be just so. And judging by the looks of things, it is definitely the same on the other one. Now, does it have this issue? Bear with me one moment while I try and get a closer look at this. Okay, but that's not everywhere. So if you look closely, this may not be the case for your example, but it is on mine. If you look carefully on camera, it's not focusing all that well. But in the little crevices for the wood paneling, there are little gaps where there's no white paint over it and you can kind of see through to the body. It's not all over the place though, and it's not too noticeable unless you're really looking up close to the model, but it's definitely an improvement from the issue where you have the gray paint showing through the black paint on some of their plank wagons. So yeah, I don't really have that much to say that's negative about these models. They feel very light. They don't feel that much heavier than the 7 planks, to be honest, which is good. It means that you can have a very long train of these. But they don't feel so light as in if you set them down on the line and try and get them to run, then they're just gonna fall over. So that's good. They seem to roll pretty freely as well, which is really, really nice. Hopefully once I get these down onto the track, I can determine if I'm gonna have any issues with the couplers. Fingers crossed that we don't. I have never had any issues with Oxford Rails products before not wanting to couple together before, and I would rather not want to start with some of their newest products. So yeah, these are absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the camera off. I've got a loop of track set up behind me. I'm gonna get everything powered up, put away the boxes. I'm not gonna be fitting the couplers. I'm not gonna mess around with that. I'm gonna get these down on the track, get a little train set up for it, and I'm going to be running these with Oxford Rails J27 060 tender engine. And we're just gonna get a nice little train going and watch these go around in circles. Yeah, I'll be right back. And we are back. So I've got these guys down on the track. Now what I'm gonna do is just give them a little push and see how well they do, rolling back down. There's a slight downhill over here, so this is just to test the rolling resistance of these. As soon as that's done, we'll get right into the little running session, but I'm just gonna move this one down. We're gonna give this one a little push, a little harder than I wanted. Let's try that again. A little lighter this time. A little push. It's definitely a little bit more stiff than the 7 plank wagons were, but I'm not too concerned about it. It's still fairly free rolling and the downhill slope isn't that steep. Yeah, that seems to roll quite nicely. We're gonna move this one over and we're gonna take this one here and see how well it does. Oh yeah. That one seems to be a tad better than the other. Yeah, it does get a little bit tight up around this area, but overall, I'd say that, oh, why'd you pop off? That's odd, I must have knocked it over. Overall, rolling resistance on these is very good. We're also gonna test the couplings real quick. The hook was kind of pushed over to the side for me handling it, so I just moved that over. We're gonna push these together. There we go, coupling's engaged. From my angle, I don't know how well you can see it, but from my angle, coupling on, I believe it's this one right here, is a little bit crooked. It's off to the side, but that doesn't seem to have caused any issues, fortunately. So we're going to get the rest of the train in shot. We're gonna push these together. I'm gonna show this part on camera. Give them a little nudge. And again, no issues with coupling up. This is something that I didn't do with the other ones, but it worked perfectly. The 7 plank wagons, I mean. I have the Oxford Rail J27 down on the track. I'm gonna back it up and we're gonna see how well these couple to a locomotive. Just realized that I've mangled that one too. There we go. You can call that unfair if you want, but I was holding it awkwardly earlier and I must have nudged him. But as you can see, couplers have engaged. So it seems that my worries about them bowing upwards slightly were completely unfounded. These work perfectly fine. So now that these have all been coupled up, we are going to go ahead and start the running session. So yeah. Oh, wrong way. Let's get you on the move. We'll do about 45-ish%. All right. All right, we're back up on the desk. So final thoughts on these. I think they're absolutely amazing. Okay, the ride quality on these was superb. There were no issues with the couplers coming undone at any point. In fact, they coupled together perfectly with absolutely no issues whatsoever. As stated previously, the only issue with these that I can honestly think of is the fact that the buffers are bowing upwards. But apart from that, everything is just as it should be. And for the price, I cannot fault Oxford Rail and Rails of Sheffield. I paid, I'm trying to remember how much I paid. It was however much the going price was at Rails of Sheffield. It was something like 15 pounds. So 30 pounds roughly for the two of these, I personally think is absolutely perfectly acceptable. Oxford Rail did a fantastic job on these. I can see myself getting hundreds of thousands of miles of running in with these two vans. And as you saw in the running session, I only had one van prior to this, a Hornby Great Western vent van, I believe it is. So these two right here are some very, very nice additions to my collection. For my rating, I'm going to give these a solid 9.5 out of 10. These would honestly be a 10 out of 10 if the buffers were not bowing upwards on this example. But as I said, everything else is absolutely perfect. These were a real treat to run, especially on what I would consider to be one of the worst setups you could have in this community, just setting up your trains on a carpeted floor, like not even a flat carpet, like a fluffy carpet that gets dust and all that crappy stuff everywhere. But yeah, these are absolutely immaculate models. I know I said earlier in the video that I was going to get filming done for the remaining stuff that I have to show, so stay tuned for that. But I had lots of homework to do, and I honestly just didn't feel like it. So I finished up the 7 planks, which you can see back in the corner over here, and I finished up these guys. I will probably start filming for the next review either tonight or tomorrow, and hopefully I can get everything filmed by this weekend, and then you should start to see videos, the actual reviews for these things uploaded to my channel. As I'm working on these, I will be uploading a couple of shorts of these running, so if you wanted to get a little sneak peek as to what's to come, then there you go. You probably would have already seen that by now. So yeah, full marks for these. These are absolutely incredible. Well done again, Oxford. Your products are absolutely amazing. Just like with the 7 plank wagons, if I remember, I will put a link in the description of this video to Rails of Sheffield's site, where you can go ahead and purchase these. Again, like, I'm not promising anything. This is just if I remember, which is why I'm saying it now. It's a reminder to myself to do it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you like what you're seeing and want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. My goal is to get the channel monetized, and then once that's done, I start earning money off the videos. All the money that I make from ads and such will go right back into making this channel better and just as good as it possibly can be, but I can't do it without you guys' support. So please subscribe if you like the content. And yeah, with all of that being said, this is Hiawatha Productions signing off. I'll see you guys in the next one.